Hey everyone, Soundwave84 here with another Transformers Earthrise review. In this review, take a look at the Amazon exclusive Seeker Elite 2-pack featuring Ramjet and Dirge. So first off, I'll show you the box art that comes on the box. You can see there's, if I can grab the damn thing, there is Ramjet, there's Dirge. I like how they even draw it toy accurate with the little gaping holes right here for one of the heads to go in robot mode. Artwork is pretty nice. That's one thing I like about Siege and so far in this trilogy of toys is the artwork. You can come over here, you can see where the Ark has crash landed on Earth, and you can see Thrust hanging out up in the skies as well, so we know he's coming. We've seen some leaked photos of that toy as well. On the back, you see Ramjet and Dirge transform in 23 steps. On this side, you get the lovely Earthrise box art, and then of course your obligatory Galvatron floating in space up there. Alright, so here is Ramjet and Dirge. Now, these figures are really nice. Now, I will say they are retoolings of course, the original three Seekers we've got already. Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. There are differences, so don't think they're just straight up repaints with new wings thrown on and a new head. Now, they actually have some differences on the actual sculpting. And we'll just put Dirge here, and we'll just show him off here with Thundercracker. As you can see, the torsos are totally different. And while they might share the little waist flap, the rest of the torso here is actually new. The little air vents on the side down to here are new pieces, new moldings. Now, going on to the arms, they're exactly the same. The little tops back here are the same as well. The little waist flap is pretty much the same. The thighs are the same. Now, you get down to the legs, they are different. The feet seem to be the same, but the actual like shins right here are totally different. You see they have the skinny pieces where they have the thick ones, and they have the big knee pads where they have these shorter knee pads. They have different wing sets and get-ups. Then use this piece here to get the top parts, and then the bottom parts hook on the legs, and they are hinged so you can fold them in and out. So back sides are pretty much very similar, it's just the wings look different from this angle here. The null rays or cannons, guns, blasters are exactly the same. And the head sculpts, of course, are different, as these are the cone heads and these are the original. So we'll compare the cone heads together. And that's one good thing about the cone heads here is they actually give them different faces, different head sculpts. Dirge is screaming and yelling. Ramjet's just like, shut up. You know, he's got a cool little, no, not smirk, grimace on his face. But otherwise, they are exactly the same mold, just different wings and different head sculpts on these guys. Some quick comparisons here with the old deluxe versions of themselves. Alright, so here they are with their old classics or universe chug versions, whatever you want to call it. Deluxe versions here. Here is Ramjet, here is Dirge. Now the thing with these guys, they are pretty much the exact same with the head sculpts. So that's one good thing they changed the piers to give them different head sculpts. And of course different wings. They did give Ramjet the thicker guns. But they're nice little, these are a lot better, I would say, than these are. So if you have these and you're thinking about not wanting to upgrade, I would advise to upgrade to these guys if you can get a hold of them at a fair price. But they are a lot better than what these guys are right here, because you get a lot more articulation out of these guys than you do these guys. And I think the head sculpts on these guys are a lot better, as are the jet modes. Look at Dirge, all his little details. We kind of did a little bit of that in the comparison with Thundercracker. But you can look at the rest of the paint apps on this guy. It is very nice. I do like it. The wings are painted, so just beware of that. You can scratch stuff off. They just feel, also they feel kind of cheapish. I would say it's just the plastic doesn't feel as good quality. And to me, it could be good quality. It feels different than the other parts of the toy. Just beware. I've seen also online, I guess one of the factory workers was bleeding when they were putting these things in. So there's lots of like red, it's paint most likely. Maybe when they boxed them up, Ramjet's wings weren't dry or something, and some of that red bled over here to Dirge. But my copy does have some red splashed on his wing. Also his face is missing some silver down here by his chin. Now, I didn't notice it when I first opened this guy, and then I transformed him, so I don't know if when I brought this over, the little piece here, if maybe I scratched his chin, but still, it shouldn't be that cheapish to scratch right off that quickly. Otherwise, the paint on the guy is pretty nice everywhere else, so just beware of some of the, especially the wings, so the paint could chip off, and I guess the face, you need to be aware of that, because it looks like he's bleeding blue out of his face. Zoom in a little bit better and get a better look at that there. So that's probably one of the biggest complaints on the actual figure. Also, I want to say, when you have these guys in robot mode, make sure you have the back tabs tabbed into the back of their legs, as it gives them better joints for their knees there. But I really do like how they gave him different faces. I'm not really too big. I wish the blue wasn't like that on his chin, because I think it was look a lot better. But also, mine had extra bits of plastic on the side that they didn't really shave off. So I'm either have to try to do something about that, or I'm just going to let it be so I don't accidentally ruin the figurine. But that is Dirge. So let's take a look at Ramjet. Alright, here's Ramjet. You can see his shiny silver face. It looks a lot better. No paint scrapage on him. Just a little bit of a black little dot there. And you'll see some of that also in jet mode. He's got like little specks of like paint or stuff about on the white. It's a problem with white figures. You see here where this is actually black, I believe, and they just painted the white over it because the white is a different color. Otherwise, he's not bad. I've seen someone had a copy where they didn't have the knee pads painted on one leg. The gold and the red was missing. That's kind of funny and I guess sad at the same time. I didn't show the Decepticon logos. They are on the front side. You also get them on the back side of the wings too. It's like that on him as well. His wings are on hinges, so they actually will turn for you. So overall, he's pretty much the exact same sculpting as Dirge. It's just he's got a new head sculpt and of course new wings on this figure. So we're going to articulation. We'll use Ramjet since he's right here. Shoulders to here, 360 them all the way around. Just kind of make sure you go around these wings. He's got bicep swivels. He's got elbow bends. There's no wrist articulation, no waist articulation. You do have head movement. You can probably 360. He's got a tight neck here, so I'm not going to force anything. You can go up and down. You got swivels up the upper thigh there. You can go out to the side. This lifts up so you can get his legs out to there. The back, you're not going to get as far back. And you got knee bends to there. Ankle tilts. Toes rock downward. And that's pretty much, I think, you're going to get out of this guy in articulation. Seek and you shall find. Here is my Seekers all together. Now, I did leave out Siege, Thundercracker, Skywarp, and Starscream because they are represented here by Earthrise. We'll just go ahead and pull out, and look at all the figures. So that's nice. All we're really missing is thrust, especially have the original 6. We just need thrust. Now let's get to the transformation. Alright, I'm only going to transfer one on camera because they transform exactly the same way. Alright, so we're going to transform Ramjet. First thing you're going to do is pull his guns off his shoulders. You'll come here to this part here. And you want to unlatch this from these little pieces here. That's one thing I'm gonna mention real quick. I'm not a big fan of these gaps you get in the Earthrise. They all have it to a degree. Ramjet's is a little bit more noticeable. Like I can't get him to really lock in that well. That might just be something on the actual copy of the figure. But we're going to, you want to pull this part. You want to unhook all that from that. And then this will now open up. This part here just comes out with his head. And this comes out from this little gap in the back. You bring this up. It's on a hinge. Bring it up to here. And the nose cone will then come and collapse over that. And it hides the face. Now to his arms. You want to fold his fist up. Open up the forearm. This piece here you want to rotate back. There is this little tab piece. Now where you open the hand up, it opens a little gap here, and that little tab will go into that. Yeah, you want to leave that down. So right like that. Then you just close this back and keep the hand up. Then you will just collapse this into his open torso here. So this one do the same thing. Bring the hand up, open this up, collapse this down. Well, I guess it's easier said than done, huh? There we go. And then collapse that part down around it. And then collapse that into his body. Alright, so now you want to take this piece here. You want to rotate it. Bring it up. You can see where it's going to go in here. So just get that in there. Like so. There are 2 peg holes. 2 pegs down here. Close this up. Also, this will latch back around that piece as well. So just want to peg that all together. Like that. Take this piece here. Just want to push the white part down till it's flat. And there's like a little white notches here that will catch on the little hollowness gap there. Come down here to his feet, close those up. Open up his knee pads, his shins, bring those down, his untabs from here. So open that up, tab these two tabs together. Then you want to, there's two slots, two tabs here. Tab that together. Rotate the wings down to line up and match. And just close these back up. And you have transformed Ramjet into his jet mode. Now just take his blasters, stick them on the bottom of the wings. Voila. There's no wheels or anything to prop them, so you just got to kind of set them down. Now, Dirge transforms exactly the same way, so we'll show him off with Ramjet. Alright, so here are Ramjet and Dirge in their jet modes. So take a look at Ramjet. Very nice. Again, I told him about that little paint splotches or little things. There's one there. That might be the only one on him besides the one that's on his actual face. Otherwise, it looks good. I do like the black, the red. The paint on the wings is nice. It's maybe a little bit. Yeah, just that one spot. Not bad. I do like that. At least mine, these guys came with their cockpits. My Starscream was missing part there. Nope, untabbed it. I just kind of wish they had like landing gears and wheels. They don't have any of that, so they just kind of got a balance on themselves. I'm afraid of scratching any kind of white paint off these pieces or any stuff like that. So I'll just be aware of things like that. But otherwise, not bad at all. Take a look at Dirge. He's always one of my favorite Seekers as a kid. I think I just like the color blue a lot because him and Thundercracker are my two favorite Seekers, or Jets as I could call them back then. Looks nice. Their Silicon logos are nicely done. Otherwise, he doesn't have any other problems except just that noticeable red paint or blood on his wing. I don't know. I mean, they need to take better care of their factory people. Otherwise, looks good. The colors, everything on it. Nicely done. Now we'll compare Dirge here with his old Classics version. And there's the Classics version with it now, where he's got the orange cockpit. His is clear. Biggest probably complaint on this one is, of course, the size are smaller. But is this the face underneath? I mean, I guess you don't hide that. Now, it's been a while since I transformed those guys. I don't think that piece comes out or anything. But they do have molded landing gears that pop out of their titties, and then he's got some molded ones on the bottom of his feet where they're transformed. But he's got extra paint or decals of the red and stuff. But overall, I think I like the new one more. So let's look at Ramjets. And there's the two Ramjets. So take a quick look at them. Again, the orange versus the translucent here. And he's more gray, and he's got the blacks. I think the blacks look a lot better against the red and white than the gray does on this one. He's got extra paint apps of like gold and stuff, which I don't really care for, but I really do like the Earthrise version. And of course, he's got the visible face, but it does have the molded again, titties and wheels down there. Again, I think Earthrise just did it better. And here they are with Starscream from Earthrise. I think the three of them look really good together. I'm not going to transform Skywarp and Thundercracker. They look the same. But, oops, sorry, Ramjet. Now, the noticeable differences in jet mode between this mold and this mold is just because of the knee pads. These go underneath the waist flap, whereas these actually go over the waist flap. And that's pretty much, there's the shins are totally different, but all that you're really going to notice or transform differently when you transform these guys is just that piece right there. You want the knee pads to go over it, whereas this one you want them to go under it. So let's get to my final thoughts on the Seeker Elite 2-pack. Alright, so final thoughts on these two. I really do like them. I like the cone heads. I just like the look of the cone heads more so than the original three Seekers. I don't know. I guess I like the pointy heads. They look really cool. I like the big knee pads. I like how they actually gave them the huge knee pads like they had in G1. I like that. I like the color schemes. I like the black on the white on the red on Ramjet. It's a lot better than the Classics version, which was just gray on red on white. Dirge here, I think it looks good. I like the kind of goldish color for the wings. And of course the orange translucent cockpits are always better to me than the clear ones, because it just makes them stand out and just pop even more. Articulation is nice in these guys. I kind of wish they had the articulation of their Siege versions. And of course these guys didn't have Siege versions, but the other ones did. But like Starscream and Thundercracker did have Siege versions, and then the articulation on the Siege Seekers is phenomenal. That's probably one of the best thing on these Siege Seekers is the articulation. Of course, also I like the light piping. These guys don't have light piping for their eyes, but the eyes on these two guys do stand out because they don't have the big overly size forehead pieces that come out here that kind of shadow the eyes. They have, you know, more of a flush, flat face, and the eyes stand out. Now, they're excellent figures. If you can get a hold of these guys, I would recommend it, but just don't pay an arm and a leg for them. Maybe Amazon get them back in stock. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next one. Peace out.